Hey guys and girls. It's a little dark, so accept it as it is. Um, just catching up with you all, and it's been little short bit, but I was coming on very often. Just been a few days since I've been on, so thought I'd catch up and say hello and give you an update on how things are going. If anybody knows, but the Midwest is having a very extremely cold weather. Uh, I don't know what you call it, vortex or some shit. But it's probably like, with the wind chill, it's probably like 35 below zero or something. I know Canada was getting hit with like 50 to 60 below. So it's cold as fuck and it hurts. Um, it's hard to live in a below zero time because our winter was pretty mild so far, and then we got hit with these below zeros, and it will be like this for the rest of the week until the weekend, and it's starting to get a little warmer, and then next week we'll be back into the 30s, which is chilly, but when it's negative 35, regular 30 is like, it's will feel like 65 degrees warmer, so obviously a huge difference. Um, but my body's not acclimated to this kind of cold, and it fucking sucks. It hurts. I know I've had a cold for the last week, where my lungs are burning, so the cold air doesn't fucking help whatsoever. But just sniffling. Uh, Cold weather. It's so cold. It's hard to breathe in it. And we got a ton of snow. Um, my girlfriend got double what I got, and it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with, and it all froze. Like right after it snowed a lot, everything froze into the negatives. So it's become really hard for everybody to deal with, let alone people in benzo withdrawal bullshit. It's nervous system craziness. So I'm just it's a bit of a struggle, but I'm getting through it. It was a lot worse a while ago, so but my anxiety got pretty high today, and it's been, and symptoms, physical symptoms were definitely higher today, just because I had to go to work, and yesterday I did all my laundry, and I just been on my feet, and so everything inevitably got worse. But it's tolerable enough to get through it, I think. You know, I was having some heart issues last week, and it's just it's just been nonstop, left and right. Things just kind of going offline. You know, one thing gets worse, another thing gets better. One thing gets worse, another thing gets better. So it's been a little annoying in that regard. But sometimes it's nice to have things change because I get so sick of one. The anxiety got a bit better for the past like 4 days, I'd say. Today it got a lot worse, but made sense because like 30 below zero, freezing cold, trying to get my car to not get stuck, and it's like back to that shit. It's like I can't relax. It's very stressful. My body's just on uh, it's starting to calm down from my setback, but I'm still really fragile. So, like, having the weather get this cold and stuff like that, and me working a lot in the last couple of days, like me doing all my laundry and me working today, and I was just so fucking frazzled. So, yeah, you know, but I would say in general, I'm doing better than I was, weeks back, that's for sure. It's just, it depends. Today is a different kind of day. My heat's not catching up much, so I'm trying to keep uh, bundled up in here, keep warm. I mean, it's not freezing by any means, but it's cold. I do have a portable heater I can turn on once in a while to warm it up, but it's so expensive to run. So, what up? It's been a long fucking road, and today's one of those days where I've kind of pondered about it and thought to myself, you know, woe is me bullshit. But harder day. I got a lot done just recently, but I pay for it because I'm still super fragile. Um, I got to a point where I was starting to get angry again about like the medical community and how they take no responsibility for the damage that is caused by the things that they prescribe. And I didn't I didn't really think about that too long, but it pops in my head again today. And I haven't really thought about that in a while because, you know, I have to kind of get past it to a point. But since I'm on here talking, it makes sense that, I'll let you guys know. But, I get in that it's not fair mode once in a while because it's not. I've been dealing with this for a long time and I still have to taper Remeron. And I always tell people, at the whole beginning of this, there was one thing that was talked about. It's like, if you're on multiple medications, what should you do first? What should you taper first? And most people would say, get off the benzos first. I mean, everybody's different. And this is just my opinion. And I'm not a doctor, and this is not any kind of medical advice. This is my opinion on the matter. If I was on a bunch of different medications, I would absolutely taper the SSRIs and stuff like that first. Because that's going to be so much easier on your system than tapering the benzos. Especially if you don't have a good reaction on tapering the benzos. Because the benzos are what really takes out your nervous system and the, GABA receptors and all that. So it's like trying to taper something after that is hell. And I would have been out of this mess years ago if I wasn't polydrugged. Honestly, I would have probably been way better after, I'd say, 3-4 years. And here I am 7.5 years later, still trying to taper Remeron. And I'm so fucking fragile that it's like any move I make, it's like, what's going to happen? Certainly not easy. But just my opinion on the matter, I would absolutely, like, the fact that if I never was on any other medications and I just got off of benzos, yeah, it would have been hell. But one thing I wish I didn't do was ever go on any other medications. Because honestly, they didn't really help that much other than make me a zombie. There was other ways that could have, because one of the scariest parts is when you don't sleep. It's like, what do you do? What do you do? You can't use things that hit GABA receptors, and that's like mostly everything that makes you tired, and relaxes you. I mean, almost everything that relaxes you almost hits GABA A. Sometimes it's GABA B, which you can more get away with, but still, it's almost impossible. I mean, almost everything that calms you down hits that receptor, and it's just sucks. But there are options. There's better options than getting on an SSRI or an antidepressant that's, marked for anxiety and depression, but off label for sleep. That's bullshit. Honestly, I was not even informed that what I was taking, like Remeron or Seroquel and all that shit, like what it was for. Like, I'm still on Remeron, it's my last drug I have to taper, but it's been years. If I knew it was an antidepressant type thing, I've been like, no, just give me something that fucking can help me sleep. I don't need to be on an antidepressant because that's just going to keep me on it for years. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, he could have said hydroxyzine, which is just a major antidepressant, or major forgot what it's called, like an allergy medicine. But it's so strong it'll put you to sleep, which it does. It helped me in the past. It's not perfect, but it does help. A lot of people it doesn't work, but I remember when I fucked up Remeron once and I needed sleep, I used that. I tried that, and it worked. But there's other options out there. There's some things that I wish I could use, but I can't because it hits all the wrong things. But there's always other options other than taking an antidepressant off label. That's just so bad. So basically, my brain is, being tortured for years just so I could have slept. And all I did was I was a fucking zombie for years. And I still partially am. And I'll get off of it eventually, little by little. I need to get myself back, but it's like after my latest setback, because I did that fucking nerve test, I've got that bad anxiety disorder back. And it starts to get better, but it also keeps fluctuating. If I have a bad day, that anxiety pops back in pretty bad, and then it's a spiral again. So I need to get through that before I taper again. At least get through it close enough, Because sometimes I taper and the anxiety gets a little better. So you just never know. But most of the time, I'd say 93% of the time, it gets way worse. So, sorry again about the dark video, but I was just laying and I thought I had, a few things I was going to talk about. So, but I've had a cold all week, probably a little longer, and my chest hurts a lot, and stuff like that. Throat hurts. I'll have days where it's just in and out of my nose running and stuff like that. So I've been pretty bogged down. Had heart issues last week, anxiety up and down. Sensory issues are a little bit better, which is good because that helps everything else. It was just such a rough setback, and it's going to takes a while. It takes a while, and I don't fucking know why, but it does. Everything still kind of scares me, though, depending on my day, just everything's just really weird and unreal. But been through it before. I just have to kind of get through my days, and then better days will come and stuff like that. Anyway, I wish you all a great evening, and take care of yourselves.